Okay, so some of the time when we're working with Shiatsu, what we're doing is we're working directly with the channels. We're not working so much with the meridian functions or any wider aspects of the meridians. We're just purely working with the channels in themselves. What we'll be doing is removing blockages in the channels, connecting the channel up, and tonifying where needed to strengthen up the channels if there's a local weakness due to an injury or any other reason. Okay, so let's try doing some of that. Okay, so let's just review how we tune into a channel rather than the wider field. Okay, and the way we do that is by balancing the amount of contraction and expansion. So perhaps you can help me, Nicole, okay? Right. So I'm going to try tuning into, I'm going to just tune into the heart protector channel, okay? And what I'm going to do is use the amount of expansion. So if I go too far out, I kind of lose it. And if I contract in too much, then I lose it the other way. So I'm just going to adjust my alignment and my intention, my peripheral vision until I get something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm feeling really like a channel running down Nicole's arm, okay? And that's the level we're going to be working at in this module, okay? Okay, so when we're working the channels, basically we're working locally with Kyo and Jitsu. And what that means is working obstructions or weaknesses in the channel. And these weaknesses or obstructions are usually to do with local issues or to do with injuries. And at that level we're working purely in the channel location, and we use a variety of techniques to do that. Okay, so Nicole, do you have anywhere you think you've got a local obstruction in any channel that we could work?
Yes, I do. My shoulders at the moment are very Jitsu, and I also had sort of spasms around here, like a contraction which had shot up to my neck and my shoulders and was I couldn't move. It was frozen actually.
I can feel that just around here, you mean? Right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an example of a local Jitsu area. And there's two main ways that we can work that. We can work it locally with sedation, and we can use the Kyo-Jitsu method, which we'll do in a moment, we'll explore in a moment. Okay, and what about any areas of weakness, do you think? Have you got any?
I've got wrist injury from a long time ago. If I do a lot of typing, then I can feel it, and again another injury on my ankle.
Okay.
But yeah.
So whereabouts do you feel it on your wrist then?
Right through here.
Across, like that, or?
Yeah, that point in there.
Right, around there? Okay.
But it's not too bad.
No. Okay, so like around here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a local weakness in the channel there. And we can use tonifying techniques to treat that. Okay? So, okay, great, thank you. Okay, so look, I can feel an obstruction here in Nicole's channel. It's actually the bladder channel here that we're working. And this is a local Jitsu area or an obstruction. And one of the most basic ways that we can work that is by sedating it, which basically means working it locally. Okay? So what we do when we're working locally sedating is we use a moderate amount of penetration. We use quite a reasonable tempo, and our intention is just simply to move the chi, to remove the obstruction locally, okay? And it would look something like this. What does that feel like, Nicole? Is it okay, the depth and everything?
Yeah, no, it's lovely.
Is that about right? Yeah. Usually it feels kind of like a good feeling to have it move like this. Yeah. Okay, and we can just simply just keep working until we're happy that we've moved the obstruction as much as we can. Okay. Okay, so we can sedate or release an area by using shiatsu technique locally, but another way that we can do it is by using movement, because movement itself generally sedates or unblocks the channels. So for example, Nicole was telling us that she had some obstruction here. This is around the gallbladder channel here. So one of the ways that we can move the chi is just by using movement and rotation. So just simply literally moving like this. And again, what we're doing is assessing each time, keeping the movement going, checking back. And then we can extend that movement into the actual shoulder joint. And each time I'm doing it, I'm just going back, assessing to see whether it feels any looser or freer. Does that feel a good thing?
Yeah, it's a lot more fluid now, and I could feel the energy moving down into my abdomen actually.
Alright, okay, great. Okay, so movement itself has a sedating effect. Okay, so Nicole told us about an injury that she had along this part of her arm, going into her wrist. And sure enough, if we palpate here, we can feel a locally Kyo area, an area that needs tonification. Okay, now we can do that either simply by using one hand here, and the intention is when we reach a Kyo area, the intention is to penetrate in with the chi and just allow the area to be tonified. And this is local tonification. Okay. And another thing we can do to encourage the chi flow through the channel is to use two hands and connect them either with the palm and a working thumb, or we can use two thumbs like this on the channel. And then the intention is slightly different. The intention is to connect the chi along the channel locally. So what I'm doing here is I'm just relaxing, connecting my two thumbs, okay, and allowing the chi to connect through the area that needs to be tonified. Is that about right, Nicole? Can you feel that? Yeah. You feel it? Okay. And we can keep doing that, connecting through the area until we feel we've done as much as we can to connect up the channel and tonify this area here. Yeah, that feels better. Okay, so a more sophisticated way of treating a Jitsu area is to use the Kyo-Jitsu reaction method. Okay, so in this method, what we do is we place the mother hand over the Jitsu area, and instead of sedating it locally, what we do is we palm down the channel, and as we do that, we're listening for places that connect and release this Jitsu area. Okay, so I'm palming down. I've already got an idea that there's something happening around here. And then now what I'm doing is thumbing down the channel, and all the while I'm listening to see if any of the places that I'm working here with the working hand release the Jitsu. Okay, and I've got one just coming up, just this one here. And what I'm feeling is an increase in the connection between my hands, but more importantly, I'm feeling this area releasing and opening up. Okay, I'm just going to repeat that. See, what I'm doing, I'm going back, I'm repeating the places that provide the strongest release in the Jitsu area. Can you feel any of these points, Nicole? Can you feel that one?
Yeah, definitely. I can feel my muscle easing, but there's also a sense of movement. I can feel kind of...
What, here?
Yeah.
I thought that was the best one. This one here, didn't you?
Yeah.
And there was another one somewhere here. There, I think it was. There, yeah. Okay, and what we can do is we can continue to work until we feel the maximum release here, and then we can go back and just check this area again and just see how much freer it feels. Okay, and that's using the Kyo-Jitsu method for sedating an area indirectly by working the reacting Kyo points.